Most people think ESG consultants spend their time writing sustainability reports. But in 2026, something very different is happening behind the scenes. Corporations are now being audited for biodiversity loss the same way they're audited for carbon emissions. That means forests, wetlands, coral reefs, and wildlife populations are now being translated into financial risk metrics that appear in corporate boardrooms. And the people doing that translation are biodiversity consultants. The reality of corporate biodiversity risk. Nature loss is no longer just an environmental issue. It's now considered a material financial risk for companies. Global frameworks like the Taskforce on nature-related financial disclosures are pushing corporations to report how their operations impact ecosystems. That includes things like habitat destruction, water pollution, and declining wildlife populations. The challenge is that many companies still rely on green marketing, while the actual health of local ecosystems continues to decline. This is where biodiversity consultants step in. Our role is to translate raw ecological data into something executives and investors can understand. High-tech tools for biological auditing. Modern biodiversity audits are no longer just scientists walking through forests counting species. Today we use some incredibly powerful tools. One of them is environmental DNA, also known as eDNA. With a single water sample, scientists can identify dozens or even hundreds of species living in that ecosystem. We also use satellite monitoring and automated bioacoustic sensors. These sensors record bird calls and insect sounds across entire landscapes, allowing AI systems to estimate biodiversity levels in real time. And then there are trail cameras. AI-powered image recognition can now identify species automatically, turning thousands of photos into population data within minutes. All of this technology is transforming how biodiversity is measured, turning nature into metrics. The next step is translating ecological data into something corporations can measure. Consultants often create something called biodiversity units. These units combine multiple factors like species richness, habitat quality, and ecosystem connectivity. The first step is establishing an ecological baseline. That baseline tells us what the ecosystem looked like before a project started. From there, we can measure whether a company is actually improving biodiversity, maintaining it, or causing a net loss. These numbers are then verified through independent audits and reported to investors and regulators. It's a way of making biodiversity measurable, accountable, and increasingly tied to financial risk. The conflict between profit and preservation. But the job isn't always easy. Sometimes the data shows that a company's project could seriously harm a local ecosystem. That might mean destroying critical habitat or isolating wildlife populations. When that happens, consultants have to present difficult information to stakeholders. In some cases, projects worth billions of dollars are redesigned or relocated to protect a keystone species. There's also a constant ethical tension. Consultants have to ensure the data is used to improve corporate practices, not just to create the illusion of sustainability. Career path in biodiversity consulting. So, what does it take to build a career in this field? In 2026, biodiversity consulting requires a hybrid skill set. You need expertise in ecology, data analysis, and increasingly corporate sustainability frameworks. Skills like GIS mapping, biodiversity monitoring, and environmental impact assessment are essential. But so is understanding how companies report sustainability performance. It's a career that sits at the intersection of science, policy, and business. And when it works well, success isn't just measured in reports or metrics. It's measured in the recovery of ecosystems and the protection of biodiversity around the world.